Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Nathan and this is Sioux Shrimp Breeders. I have a few tanks that are just about ready to have some offspring. Some of them already have, but I'm going to show you just a few things that I do to prepare for babies. I like to top up all of my tanks before I think a big batch of babies is coming, and this is just straight RO water with no salts in it, with just a little bit of prime. I've been asked before, is prime really necessary if you're using RO water? And technically it's supposed to take it out, but every single time that I have smelled my water after it's ran through my RO unit, I always smell a little bit of chlorine. I do have a lot of snails in a lot of my tanks. I do like snails. There just happens to be too many in this tank. So I'm going to feed this tank and you're going to see some of them come towards the food, and as they do that, I'm going to grab as many as I can, and I just keep doing this every time that I feed. I'm never going to get all of them, but the goal is to eventually get, I guess, most of them. What I also like to do, in case there are any babies in the tank, is I want to feed before I take out any of my floating plants. These babies are very, very small, and a lot of the times in these floaters like this in particular, they're very hard to see, and that is why if you feed your tank before you take out your floaters, there's a good chance that they'll kind of come off the floating plants and onto the food. After I did all this, there happened to be one baby in the tank that I noticed the next day, and this is just how small they are. When I start to notice babies like this, I don't really do any water changes or anything really dramatic to the tank because I don't want to disturb the babies too much. I've been doing a lot of other things in my shrimp room. I've been moving tanks and even moved a wall, trying to open up this place to be more video friendly. After moving this wall, I had to move a tank also. I didn't record myself doing it because it's a ton of work and it's kind of a pain. But now that I have it moved, it really opened up this room. Next week, I'm going to be showing how I feed all of my offspring and exactly what I do to keep them all alive. If there's anything that you've been having a problem with or you have a question with about offspring in your tank, be sure to leave a comment below. If you look really closely in the roots of my red root floaters, you will see some babies. I think there are 4 or 5 in there. These are the ones that I was talking about that you want to get out of the roots before you decide to remove them, because a lot of the times they just get trapped in there when you take it out and you'll never ever see them. Moving on to my crystal reds, this tank is really going to explode soon. I have about 3 or 4 buried females. They've already had 2 batches of babies, and I really want to see this tank full of about 5,000 crystal red shrimp. I do have a few test tanks that I've been trying out, and they have been giving me some really cool offspring. My blue bolts and blue steels have been giving me, well, I guess blue bolts and blue steel babies with a few Black King Kong extremes. I'll be showing this in next week's video because right now they're very small and hard to record. Since I have larger tanks, I don't have to do water changes as often as my smaller tanks. So as far as this 75 gallon goes, I haven't done a water change in this in about a month. Just been doing top-ups, and so far the shrimp seem to love it. On smaller tanks, I wouldn't suggest this. I would probably do a water change once every couple of weeks if you have a lot of plants. But in a tank like this, with a lot of plants, it really doesn't need water changed that often. Well, I think that's going to be it for this video. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and cheers.